What's up, guys? Now I'm gonna do a review of the Soundboks because I've had it for 1 year and it's been a very good experience for me to have the Soundboks. Now this speaker is a pretty expensive speaker, around $999, so it's probably not the speaker that everyone will get. But for those of you that have it or want to get it, I'm gonna now tell you how it's been for me to have it for 1 year. So yeah, this speaker is made by Soundboks. They are from Denmark, and they have made 3 generations of the Soundboks, and this is the third one, as you probably know. But in this video, I'm going to talk more about what I don't really like about it, and what I think is okay, and what I do like about it, and what could have been improved with the speaker, because there's always some things to improve. So yeah, I'm gonna also tell you a bit of how the speaker works and some tips about it if you are gonna buy it as well. So now I'm gonna show you how this speaker's design is and how it works and all of that. So it's made out of mostly wood. It has a strong build with this metal going around it and these silicone balls for each corner protecting it. On the front here we have two 10-inch woofers that can produce bass and mids, and we have a 1-inch tweeter horn here, so the mids and the highs on the speaker are going to sound really good because the tweeter produces some clear sound here, and we have the Soundboks logo here. Then here, if we move on here to the left side from the speaker from the front, we have the battery here. Now this is a really good thing about the Soundboks that I like, is that the battery is removable like this. And here you can see the battery, how much is remaining here. And to insert the battery, it's very easy to just do it like this. And then you just connect it here and then you can turn it on. Then you have a handle here, and the bass reflex port coming from the woofers are on each side. Now the back of the speaker looks like this. It's mostly empty. We have some inputs here for auxiliary cable and some channel inputs for microphones and guitars and those things. A team ID number here, and each Soundboks has a different ID, and here I personally put a Soundboks sticker, which you can also do if you want. And yeah, next side here is where you control the speaker mostly. It's the on button here, like this. And here we have the party and join speaker. If you have multiple Soundboks speakers, up to 5 Soundboxes totally, you can make them play together. And this volume dial here, that has a really nice feel to it. And then the other bass reflex boards and handle. So then the top of the speaker is mostly just empty, and on the bottom it looks like this. It has a speaker stand hole, so you can stand the speaker up in the air if you want to. So yeah, the speaker is built very good, and the thing that I like about it is that it feels like it's a good quality. It's also water resistant, and yeah, we're gonna show you now a bit of how the Soundboks app works with this speaker. So this is the Soundboks app. When you go into the app, it looks like this. You have to, of course, have a Soundboks to control to use this app. But when you do, your Soundboks is gonna pop out in the bottom, as you can see here, the number of your Soundboks. You just press it and it's gonna connect to it very fast. So yeah, just wait, and there we go. So you can see the control menu for the Soundboks here. You can do the basic things here, like you can change the volume on the Soundboks. It will change just as you change it on the phone. And then you can change the solo and the host and the join button as well, and even power it off from the app. Now then, if you click at the bottom here, you have some more things that you can change about it. First, we will go into this SKAA mode, and this mode is mostly usable if you have more Soundboxes. And yeah, you can read what it says there. You reduce the latency in your team up function, but this will reduce your range between the Soundboxes, so they can't be placed so far between each other. Yeah, and then we have the Pro panel here. This is mostly usable if you have connected some sort of mixer, microphone, guitar, or an active instrument to the Soundboks here. You can change how
yeah, this equalizer here, slightly, you can change it from channel 1 to channel 2 here. So it works pretty well. I've tried it out with a guitar and it worked pretty well. Then we have Bluetooth here where you can make it auto connect to your phone if you want to, but for me, when I tried to have the auto connect on, it just had some problems, so I haven't turned it on. And you can also set a pin code for the Soundboks, so that, yeah, you will have to type in the pin code. And then we have the sound, which is probably the thing that you will use mostly. Here you can change the Soundbox sound mode from the indoor mode, where it has not so much bass, but it has a really long battery life and it sounds pretty clear at this sound mode. Then we have the power mode, which is the most normal mode to have the Soundbox in, where it has some good bass, but still a pretty long battery life in my opinion. And yeah, you can see there the battery life at maximum volume is approximately 5 hours here. And then we have bass plus, which just has more bass, but a little bit less battery life here. And also a new EQ setting that haven't been for on the app for too long, where you can change how the equalizer for the Soundbox is. But personally, I don't use it so much. And on the bottom here, you can change if the Soundbox is connected to more than one Soundboxes, if which one is going to play in the left mode and the right mode for stereo, or mono if you have one. But I personally still have it on left if I have one, because it sounds better in my opinion. So yeah, that was a quick show of the app, and yeah.
So now I will give you some information from my experience with this speaker and what I do like about it and what I think could maybe be improved with this thing. So after having it for 1 year, there are many things that I like about it. And it's not really, of course, it's not the perfect speaker, because it's so hard for something to be completely perfect, but it's very, very, very close to being perfect. But I would say that the thing that I like the most about this thing is how loud it can get, because that's really what the speaker is made about. It can grow so loud that, yeah, you can have your outdoor party for hundreds of people. And then the sound with the app, when you have the Bass Plus, it sounds amazing. The other thing that I like about it is the water resistance of the speaker. The controls, they are really simple to control the speaker. It has those big woofers, they look really nice, I think. And the build, of course, the build is nice, because I have maybe like dropped it a little bit, but these rubber balls on the corners have protected pretty good. And yeah, the Soundbox app is something that I like. Maybe some improvement on the app could be that you can control some more things, maybe, in my opinion, but it works pretty good. And the speaker's weight could maybe be something that could be a bit of a problem, because it's 15 kilograms about, and around 33 pounds. But it's not too heavy, it could have been worse. But a pretty simple solution for this problem is to get the Soundbox backpack here. Because when you have this backpack, you can put it on your back and walk with it for much longer than if you would just carry it like this. The other thing that I like about it is the battery, the fact that it's removable and you can charge it very fast, and the bass port's really good here. And yeah, I would say overall that this speaker is really good now. Yeah, after 1 year. So I'm gonna tell you now a tips if you have the Soundbox, or if you're gonna get the Soundbox. You probably don't know about this, and it is with the battery here. The battery is plugged in when you use it, but when you don't use it, you can just plug out the battery, unplug it, and the reason is because if you have the battery plugged in, when it's not in use, it will still drain the battery a little bit. So if you have unplugged it, the battery won't get drained when it's not playing. It's just something with the Soundbox that if it's plugged in, some sort of lights are still showing, and that drains the battery a little bit. So have it unplugged when you're not playing it, and when you just want to use it again, just plug it in very fast. So yeah, that has been the review of the Soundbox after 1 year. I hope you like this video, and please subscribe. We will make more videos like this one.